This is a 140 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff attorney, Mr. Wyatt, capital W-Y-A-T-T. Defense attorney, Mr. Allen, capital A-L-L-E-N. And we will start with the court. Ready? Here we go. All right, we are back on the record in People versus Blake. All parties are present, represented as before. All members of the jury and alternates are present. Jane Doe 2 is still on the stand. Mr. Wyatt, you may resume your direct examination, sir. Are you all right? Yes, thank you. We took a break. You got really upset. Prior to that, you've discussed something that I'm not really familiar with, but you brought up the rosary. You said that you were saying that over and over again in your head. What is the rosary? What is it to you? I grew up in a Catholic home, and a rosary is a prayer that we say, and it takes me out of my head and puts me close to God. So it's like I removed myself from the situation and I just came to God. And by saying the rosary over and over, I know that He protects me and will see me through anything. Okay, is it a prayer that you use when you're going through turmoil or something like that? Yes, turmoil, death, anything like where, yes. You said that the defendant, you had oral sex. Yes, sir. Do you recall if this was going on for a long time, the actual oral sex, or a short time? No, it was fast. It was fast. It was very fast. You remember that? Yes, I do. After that happened, what did he do? He just got up. I got up. He got up. He got dressed. He got dressed. Yes. He got dressed, meaning he put his pants back on. He put his pants back on. Yes. Did he say anything? He said, if I could please, he said, leave my mid-mornings open. He would be back. Did he try to give you anything? No. Okay, did he give you a hug goodbye? No. Kiss on the cheek? No. Walked out the door? Yes. Who is Rachel Rios? Rachel is a friend of mine. Did she come over later that morning? I called her. After you called her, did she come over? Yes, she came over. Did you disclose to her what happened? Yes. What about a guy by the name of Bruce Gray? Do you recognize that name? Yes. Who's that? Bruce Gray, he runs a counseling center and he's a mentor I was in PC 1000 and he was my teacher, my mentor. Okay, so that would be something about drugs, right? Correct. Your mentor in getting off of drugs, correct? And did you look at him how did you look to him? Who was he to you? I respected him a lot. I went to a class he had every week for a couple hours. He broke it down and we talked about drugs. It was a class setting and we developed a relationship. When you say relationship, what do you mean by that? He was someone very strong and he referred me to a personal psychologist that I started seeing just to get off drugs and get my life back together. All right. Did you look at him like a mentor? Yes. And did you disclose what happened to you to him? I told him. Yes, I did. Now regarding Rachel, did you tell her that day when she came over to help you? I told her what happened. Yes. Now what about Bruce Gray? Do you recall? when you told him. I told him within a week or two. I want to say within the next class we had. Do you recall when it was? Do you know what? Let me strike that. Do you know if it was over the phone? Initially I called him over the phone. Yes, I do remember that. And then I spoke to him also in person. Okay, yes. What about who is Mark Olson? Mark Olson is the landlord who lives on site at the property that I resided, the apartment at the 4428 Spring Street, correct? Okay, did you also tell him what had happened to you? I did tell Mark what happened, yes. Did you see? When was the first time you saw Mark, the property manager, after the defendant did what he did to you and then pulled up his pants and left? Okay, I saw Mark right after that as the defendant was leaving my apartment. My manager saw the police car out front. Okay, so he came up the stairs to see what was going on. You saw him up there? Yes. Okay. He didn't hear the chaos all during the night because he wears earplugs. My landlord. Okay. He saw the police car and came up. Did you tell him what had happened to you? Yes. All right. We have kind of a long word list. Ready? Blake, capital B-L-A-K-E. Jane Doe, 2. Jane, capital J-N-E. New word, capital D-O-E. And then just a number 2. So Jane Doe, space, the number 2. Catholic, capital C-A-T-H-O-L-I-C. God, capital G-O-D. Rachel Rios, capital R-A-C-H-E-L. New word, capital R-I-O-S. Bruce Gray, capital B-R-U-C-E. New word, capital G-R-E-Y. PC 1000, capital P, capital C, space 1000, 1000. So P, capital C, no periods, no spaces. Actually, after a C, there's space, and then the 1000, 1000. Mark Olson, capital M-A-R-K. New word, capital O-L-S-O-N. And that is it for the word list, and that will conclude our 140 Q&A practice test.